Shut up and sit down.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back once again to Vicious Rants. And of course, I am your host, Mr. Main Event himself, the often imitated, never duplicated superstar Tim Vicious. And gonna go over Raw this week. Was in Hersey, Pennsylvania. And maybe I'm a little biased here, but Pennsylvania, in my humble opinion, is God's country. But enough about with that. Before we get into the show, big news I do feel like need to go over that broke Tuesday night. And man, I talked about it on the Main Event Mixer early last week, so make sure y'all check that out once you get the chance to. But on Tuesday night, it was officially announced who Roxanne Perez, who is the NXT Women's Champion, will be defending her coveted NXT Women's Championship against at NXT Battleground at the UFC, well, for lack of a better term, at the UFC Performance Center. And it is none other than TNA Knockouts Champion Jordynne Grace. And well, holy shit. That's all I got to say about that. Holy shit, because you got Jordynne Grace, who is arguably one of the best female wrestlers out there currently, and not only that, she's in a different company. So, and I know some people, and I know a lot of people say, well, AEW does the Forbidden Door. They do this with this company, and they work with this company, and that company, and this company. Okay, I get that. However, let's call a duck and a spade. When the average everyday person, not wrestling fans, but the average everyday person who knows next to nothing about nothing and still thinks Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior are still wrestling, think about wrestling, they think of WWE. And to have somebody who is not just outside the company, but is their world champion outside their company, challenging the WWE champion, well, it's a pretty big freaking deal, you know. Think of it like this. You got the Super Bowl winner challenging not Super Bowl, I'm sorry. You got the Olympic gold medal winning team for basketball challenging the winner of this year's upcoming NBA Finals. So, yeah. It's big news. It is. And it opens the doors. Because it's not just the fact that WWE is openly acknowledging outside companies is a huge freaking deal. So, yeah. So, now that I've done talking about that, like I said, check out the Main Event Wrestling Network's YouTube page. I sat down with Too Sweet Kyle Gagliardi, as well as Mr. Cincinnati, the podcast father from the Wrestling Junkies podcast. We talked about that, and as well as much more. Folks, cannot put over enough. Check out the Main Event Wrestling Network YouTube page if you're not already there. Now, with that said, let's switch gears and talk about last week via the SmackDown Rewind and the big highlights from last week's SmackDown. Well, the show started out with Nick Aldis doing a royal proper coronation for the new Queen of the Ring, as well as, again, Main Event Wrestling Network plug. Great friend of the show, as well as soon-to-be two-time guest for the Vicious Chats, Alejandro the Great Brown Hope. Wound up calling it right from the start. Nia Jax won. Long may the Queen reign. Nia won. She came out, made it official. Court officially accepted her crown. And damn, it just looked good on her. It looked good on her. She got the crown. She then did the normal typical gloating, I'm better, I'm the best, blah, blah, blah type bit. And then called Bayley out so that way she could rub in her face on how she's going to win at SummerSlam. Bayley's on her way down and then boom! Sneak attack by Piper and Chelsea. And then next thing you know, bing, bang, boom, they get in the ring. Winds up getting taken down, hits with an Annihilator. We see backstage segment where Bayley's getting checked out by the docs. Naomi steps in. Yo, Babe, you okay, girl? Listen. I'm not cool with you getting rolled on like that. You say the word and I got your back. Bayley looks at that. Am I good to go tonight? Yeah, you're good to go. Alright, let's go out there. They fast forward to later on in the show. We get a tag match. Bayley and Naomi doing a tag match against Chelsea and Piper, which, you know, we started the show with great big unpredictabilities. And now we're going to go into SmackDown with a great big unpredictability. Chelsea Green and Piper Niven got a win over Bayley and Naomi. And I'm not taking away from Chelsea or Piper. It's just, I did not see them getting clean wins over them. And holy hell did they get clean wins. I was legitimately flabbergasted and shocked, like, what? So, yeah, I thought that was great. So, as far as other matches that happened on SmackDown, we had Austin Theory going against Tommaso Ciampa, which was a great match. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Ciampa got the win. You're never going to hear me complain about it because I'm a Tommaso Ciampa guy. I've been a big fan of his since the Sicilian Psychopath days in Ring of Honor, which, interesting little side note, Tommaso Ciampa was the one that made the Ring of Honor television title a world television title when he took it over into Europe and started defending it. So, yeah. We also had Andrade doing a match against Apollo Crews, which, honestly, I was completely shocked over the fact of, holy shit, Apollo Crews? And I'm not saying that in a bad way, mind you. It's just, I was legitimately shocked that they decided, alright, yeah, we're going to have Apollo come out. Like, whoa, okay, cool. Nice to see Apollo, and he just got squashed. Yeah, so Andrade got the win, not much of a shocker there. However, the main story for this was afterwards, where after the match he's walking up the ramp. Legado del Fantasma's there. They all look at him like, hey, good match, man, good match, good match. Hey, tell you what, why don't you come join us, you know? We'll go have a seat with us. We'll talk about the perks of being with Legado. And Andrade's just like, I'll pass. So, yeah. We're going to be getting a good feud with them. We also have Paul Heyman confronting Kevin Owens because Paul, he looks at Kevin. Listen, Kevin, I like you. My children like you. My children have met your children. Okay? We have been on opposite sides we have been on opposite ends for a very long time. But there is one thing you need to know. The tribal chief would not have ever approved of bringing in Tama Tonga or Tonga Lao. They are criminals. They are cutthroat killers. He did not want to bring them in for that specific reason. Solo brought them in. If you do not stop with this crusade, if you keep having Solo's name come out of your mouth, he is going to come after you. And Paul just kept going on and on and on, and then accidentally slammed the mic right into KO's chest, and then he looked, he was like, oh my god, I am so sorry. And as Kevin Owens is slowly approaching him, Bloodline comes out, and then just as it looks like it's about to be a 3-on-1 beatdown, next thing you know, boom! Street Profits show up out of nowhere. They help even the odds, which leads to Gorillas of Destiny Tama Tonga, Tonga Lao, which WWE doesn't refer to them as the Gorillas of Destiny. But Tama Tonga, Tama Lao versus Street Profits. This was a good match. I thought this was a nice tag match, especially as a way of showing the everyday WWE fan base on what the Tongas can do. It was, they want the Tonga and Tonga Lao, they wound up getting the win, not much of a surprise. The closing segment for SmackDown, though, AJ Styles came out, talked about on how, he doesn't have much time left. Father Time, he's undefeated, He saw his son graduate high school. And now he's thinking he wants to be there. He wants to be dad. Calls out Cody. Thanks him for the match in France. Tells him SmackDown will forever be the house that AJ Styles built. But he is giving Cody the keys. They celebrate, hands up in victory, yay, rah rah, sis boom bah. The next thing you know, AJ, wham! Sneak attack. Starts beating the tar out of Cody. Takes him to the outside. Sets him up. On the steps. Styles Clash, jumping from off the steps onto the mat. AJ Styles pulled a Mark Henry fake ass retirement on us all. Part of me saw that coming, but at the same time, I was just like, God, that is just so damn good. It's like when you're watching a movie and you're really, really into it, and this one scene coming up is like all CGI, all fake, no way you could actually see a human being do that, and you're just like, yeah, I know this is fake as fuck, but I don't give a damn. This is so fucking good. Yeah, that's what this felt like. So now that we're done going over all that, let's get into this week's show, Raw Hershey. Unfortunately, there was no chocolate, Reese's, or any kind of candy references made. I was thoroughly disappointed on that, but the show did start out with some nice eye candy, so to say. Hope I don't get sent to HR for the main event network for that joke, but Liv Morgan came on out. She talked about gloating over on how she took out Rhea Ripley, massive boos. On how she retired Becky, major boos. Which, honestly, again, like I said last week, I don't think Becky's done with wrestling for good. I think she's gonna take some time off, rest up, heal, and be a mom. Not bring her daughter, not have her and Seth bring their daughter everywhere they go. On a bus, every which way, shape, and form. Heaven forbid a married couple actually spend some time at home with their kid, and it's definitely not like they're short on money. Becky's a New York Times bestseller, so she's raking in a lot of book money and book royalties. Seth has got a wrestling school. He co-owns a coffee shop with Claudio Cassioli. They're still selling merch. I don't see them. I don't see either of them walking away from wrestling completely anytime soon. I see them just sitting at home, taking some much needed time off to rest and heal. But either way, Liv then brings up on how she retired Becky, massive boos. And then Dom comes out, whoa, 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 whoa. And the more Dom speaks, the louder the boo. Yeah. So we're not going to go over that part, but when Dom does finally get a chance to speak, he winds up getting right to the point and saying, listen, I didn't come out to help you last week. When that happened, that was a fluke. No, that wasn't me. And then Liv just kind of doing a little bit of a seductive come hither look on her, if you will. Oh, you say that, but I'm pretty sure it was something else completely. And then she backs Dom into a corner and he just has this look of, you're invading my personal space, you're invading my personal space! Then Finn Balor comes out, plays the hero, and steps in like, whoa, 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 whoa. He's not interested. Back off. Back off, Liv. That's not your boy. So, yeah. So, it's big, a whole bunch of rigmarole in that, and then Liv just goes, teases, grabs a handful of Dom's hair, and then Dom just like, yeah. But he gets this creepy kind of, you know, that kind of turn me on smile look on his face, and it's just like, I have no words. Well, no words I can say on here because, like I said, I don't want to get sent to HR again because it's almost a weekly routine for me with the Main Event Network. Sorry, guys. Not really. But either way, let's get on with the first match of the night. Jimmy! Sheamus coming out, going against Ludwig Kaiser, and good God almighty, this was hard hitting. Now, Ludwig, he's not a big beefy guy, but my God, did he throw out some shots, and he threw out some chops that sounded just like straight up gunshots, like that. You could see Sheamus' chest went from a nice creamy pasty white to beet frickin' red real fast. And he was working on Sheamus' one knee throughout the entire match. But again, it's Sheamus, man. So what do you expect? He's not going to go down easy. He's going to keep on fighting the whole time. And the refs at points where it's like, can you compete? Can you still continue? You just say the word, Sheamus. I'll pull the belt. I'll call for the ref. I'll call for the belt. I'll call for the belt. I'm going to call for... And Sheamus just like, no. And then looks over at Ludwig. Come on, is that all you got, you little bitch? Like, yeah, that is one double tough stubborn Irishman right there. Yeah. This looked like a traditional kind of bar fight. Not the kind of bar fight I said Drew and Sheamus have that remind me of the Quiet Man. No. This looked like just any old regular kind of bar fight that I grew up seeing. Sorry. Either way. Really great match. Really good physical match. I liked it. It came to an end. Sheamus fighting back. Had Ludwig set up to go and do white noise off the middle rope. Ludwig crawled out, landed on his feet, and then chop block, elbow right to the knee, and then did a quick roll up for the 1, 2, 3. That was it. Stick a fork in him. He's done. Next matchup, we got Dragon Lee going against Finn Balor with the human fucking Funko Pop JD McDonagh ringside. Nice little bit of scrapping at the start. This really had a best of Super Juniors kind of style and feel to it as far as the mat work, man. And just, wow. Now, I don't try to do a whole lot of comparisons like, well, this had a New Japan kind of match or this and that, but this really did. This really had a best of Super Juniors kind of feel. And it was different. And I've always been a fan of different. If you can show me you could throw me one random thing every like 2 or 3 months to just shake things up and be like, hey, surprise! Then next thing you know, boom, I'm instantly sold. You know, because it's different then. And I've always loved different then. But I liked it. I thought it was a great match. A lot of good footwork. JD and Carlito actually were out there at one point. Match came to an end when Finn wound up doing a coup de grace. Like I said, JD and Claudio, they ran interference. Finn wound up hitting that. Afterwards, they were getting ready to go and do a post-match beatdown until Braun Strowman came out, wound up saving them. Ray was along with them, but Ray was more so just kind of like running with them. He didn't actually put any hands on anyone. But either way, next up we got Ricochet going against Braun Breaker. Ricochet, he was leading at the start, but once Braun Braun Breaker is pretty much at this point like that living scientific example of a body in motion stays in motion, because once he started moving, man, he did not fucking stop. He just straight up murked, and I mean murked, Ricochet. It was a straight up murder. Match came to an end when Ricochet, who was sitting on the top rope, Braun ran, hopped on second rope, top rope, got both feet balanced, did a salute to the crowd, then jumped up and then did a Frankensteiner, doing freaky, unnatural, God-given like athleticism, more like his uncle than his dad, but pulling out the Frankensteiner and then hitting a spear, 1, 2, 3, that was it. Afterwards, went to go for some more killing, went to go kill him some more, wound up getting pulled off, so yeah. Next up, we had Natalya going against Kiana James in her Monday Night Raw debut, and for those who may not know who Kiana James is, if you got Peacock, go on there, look up NXT, go in WWE section, look her up in NXT. Hell of a good talent. You know, and I am definitely glad that she got the call up to be on Raw. She's a great talent. Hell of a character. I really hope for nothing but the best for her. This is a good coming out. Welcome to Monday Night Raw match. Kiana looked like $1 million. She wound up getting the win when Natty went to go for the sharpshooter. Kiana James, she crawled out, grabbed the rope, then was holding on to the apron, got pulled back in, reversed it, and then hit Natalya with the 401k. 1, 2, 3. Afterwards, then wound up saw Natalya doing a backstage segment, pulling out the ever so infamous "Enough is enough and it's time for a change." And what I'm going to say, I mean in the nicest way possible. But my God, can Natalya please develop more of a personality outside of throwing out Hart family lineage? Be your own unique person. Stop using lines and moves and such that your dad or any of your uncles used. Heaven forbid you go and don't be the stereotypical Hart that does a sharpshooter all the frickin' time. God forbid you do something different. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, next up we have Braun Strowman going against Carlito, and it's still a little weird thinking about it. It's the whole Vince McMahon would have never allowed Braun Breaker and Braun Strowman to be on the same show, having two Brauns on the same show. Although now you think about it, if either one turns face or heel, you have them team together. Braun and Braun. Okay, I'm sorry. That was a weird thing my brain thought of. But either way, Braun versus Carlito. Yeah, this was pretty much what you would expect. Braun just pretty much pancaked Carlito into it, and it was just a one-sided ass whooping. He got the win. Afterwards, it was a post-match beatdown with Judgment Day, beating the holy hell out of Strowman. Liv wound up going. And all that post-match beatdown came to be because of Liv, because Judgment Day came down, Braun was holding his own, and then when he went to go gun after Dominic on the ground, crawling away like, no. What? I'm dead? Am I dead? Ain't I dead? And then just see Liv Morgan in front of him, in front of Dom, looking at Braun. Oh, no. You don't get to mess with my toy. Having that kind of look. And I gotta tell you, this whole Liv Morgan trying to seduce Dominic thing. Actually, I kind of dig this character in a bit of a weird way because it's different then. But yeah, after that, then they proceeded then the rest of the Judgment Day started to even up, taking down Braun. Dom jumped in, and then it was a post-match beatdown on Braun Strowman. Next up, we got women's tag team title action. Jade, Cargill, and Bianca Belair going against Shayna Baszler and Zoey Stark. And I could be wrong. I don't recall commentary saying this, but I do believe this was Jade Cargill's Monday Night Raw in-ring debut. Either way, though, nice pace by both. Nice pace by both teams. The baby faces, they were leading in the commercial break as well as the post. Unfortunately, the match ended in a DQ, but there's a reason, and I'll get to it. It was a DQ because Isla Dawn and Alba Fire, they came out and attacked. Ref threw the match out. Afterwards, they show post-match they show backstage Isla and Alba being interviewed, asking, why'd you do that? They said, because we see everyone else being given opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. All the while, we aren't. We are sick of not being given any opportunity. Now, a Clash at the Castle coming up. It's in Scotland. And yet we're nowhere, and we're not even talked about. Well, if we're not going to be talked about, we're going to make sure we're heard. And we're going to make sure those tag team titles come back to us. So it looks like we're going to be getting a Jade and Bianca versus Unholy Trinity of Isla and Alba at Clash at the Castle. Next up, we got the New Day going against the Authors of Pain. And I got to tell you, I'm kind of liking this. I really like this story with Karrion Kross trying to drive a wedge between Xavier Woods and Kofi. And the more that they keep doing it, the more it's like, dude, people have been trying to do that to us for years now. It ain't happened yet. Let it go, man. Come on. Like the song says, let it go. Let it go. Nah, not happening, bro. But you know what? What is going to happen is when we go and whoop your boy's ass tonight. So, see you later. That was all paraphrasing, mind you. But, either way, match, Woods was the punching bag from start to finish. And it was a one-sided squash match. Woods got put on the ass end of an ass whooping. And that was because and the reason why he was the punching bag from start to end was because as Woods was reaching over to go for the hot tag to get Kofi in, Karrion Kross came over and then distracted Kofi. Didn't put a hand on him or nothing. Just came over. Got a good 3, maybe 4 feet away from Kofi. Kofi jumped off the apron, got in his face like, what? What, you gonna do something? You gonna do something? And as he's doing that, Woods is reaching over like, what? Dude, come on, we got work to do. And then Kofi sees like, oh, shit, we ain't finished. Gets up, too late though. Next thing you know, AOP hit Woods with What a Rush, and yeah. Now we come to main event of the night. Rey Mysterio versus Damian Priest. And really good, solid... Excuse me, I'm sorry. Try that again. Great, solid action. I dug it. Priest, he was leading into the commercial break. And for a good portion of the post, Rey, he was fighting back. And, I can never think of any time I didn't like a Rey Mysterio match, honestly. Because no matter what, Rey is always in that David versus Goliath type match. Because of the fact that Rey is the biggest little man in the business. And I mean that in the nicest way possible. Yeah. But I dug it. Great match. It came to an end when Carlito, Finn, and JD, they came out to try and run interference. Dragon Lee wound up stopping Carlito, and then JD and Finn came out. Then Rey took out all 3 guys from Judgment Day. Gets in there. Then Priest hits Ray with the south side of heaven for the 1, 2, 3. Your winner. Afterwards, Drew McIntyre shows up out of nowhere. Boom! Takes him down. And then pops him with the Future Shock. Holds the title. Gloats. I'm going to be champ at Clash at the Castle. Look at me. Notice me and love me. Rob Ross, his boom ba type bullshit. Next thing you know, Priest out of nowhere. Boom! Slaps knocks the taste right out of Drew's mouth. Starts beating the tar out of him. And then hits Drew with the south side of heaven. Through the announcer's table. Knocks Drew down. And the show ends with Priest standing tall. Holding the title up high. So, yeah. And with that said, that is it for this week's show, folks. So, if you're watching this on YouTube, like the video, subscribe to the channel. We're trying to work up to 300 before we hit SummerSlam. If we do, folks, you know, I'm going to make this now. And I'm going to put this on the Twitter also. I'm going to put this on my Twitter, and I'm going to put this out there on all the socials. If the YouTube channel hits 300 subscribers before SummerSlam, and you show that you are subscribed, I myself will personally, out of my own pocket, purchase you a Vicious Rants shirt of your choosing and send it to you. All you gotta do, subscribe to the channel, take a snapshot, tweet me that picture at Tim Vicious on Twitter, showing me you subbed, and it's that simple. I hit 300, I'll pick one random person to do that. If you're listening to this on the RSS feed, same thing. Subscribe to the show on there. Let me know, show me that you subbed, and you know, we're building up the fan base. Want to build up the fan base on the Spotify feed as well. So please, by all means, help me help build this show. I can't do this without you guys. So, with that said, folks, that is it for this week's show. Thank you to contributor of the show, LFC Lingerie Fighting Championship. There are a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of MMA, and a whole lot of attractive women wearing a little bit of nothing. Thank you. Also, check out whatamaneuver.net for some Vicious Rants apparel. If you're watching the video, you see I'm wearing some Vicious Rants tank. We also have t-shirts, women's tees, long sleeves, toddler tees, baby onesies. All of that super, super soft. Can't put this over enough. Also, folks, do not forget to check out these cool ass cats right out on the Twitter, DSB_IV, main event _net, the Main Event Wrestling Network Twitter account. Search at Curry Pants, 3 Count Thursday, D-Dry 1986. And folks, like I always tell y'all, you love me great, you hate me. Fuck you.